The George Groves Boxing Club has an exclusive. We have the Cruiserweight World Champion, Chris Billam-Smith. I'm joining with him. He's joining me live from Saudi. Whereabouts in Saudi are you, Chris?
Riyadh.
Riyadh. Is it still Riyadh season? It just doesn't end now, Riyadh season, does it?
It's Riyadh season.
Riyadh season.
October to March, I believe.
Absolutely. And you are on your quest to, win more Cruiserweight world belts, isn't it? Like, this is the big unification clash that's happening this weekend, mate. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. I'm excited. It's my first experience in Saudi. Obviously, I didn't get to come out to Jeddah for you, which I was gutted about. But it's first experience out here. But get looked after very, very well. To be fair, the hospitality is fantastic. In a lovely hotel and that. So no complaints. It's
what
mad
hotel are you in?
Set up. Can't discuss.
Can't disclose because that you will be descended upon with all them Bournemouth fans.
Yeah, that's it. No, what are we in? Not the Four Seasons. I've actually got the name of it.
Didn't make the Four Seasons, but you got the Three Seasons, yeah?
Yeah.
The Riyadh, you're in the Riyadh Season Hotel. Yes. Love it, mate. Dog's barking in the back. Don't worry, that's the doorbell gone. I can see you repping Bournemouth through and through. You've got the pre-season shirt on. You told me before we came on. You got the red one and the black one, but you can't get them anymore. Is that right?
Yeah, they were pre-season tops. So it was literally they just wore them for the friendlies, mate. So all good. Have you got it on to remind yourself of home? Like, is that what it is? Creature comforts, or is it just you like the shirt? I always like to take a Bournemouth shirt with me wherever I go. It's really weird. Like, I had this season's home kit in training camp, and then I had another one at home and stuff like that. I've got a couple of seasons ago actually in camp. This season's at home in case I end up managing to get to a game. These ones are, I don't know, they're nice, they're comfy to wear. I was thinking it might be roasting out there. And although they're a bit like you could sweat quite a lot in it, it's still quite light. So for comfort, and then repping the cherries always. Always.
Who's out with you at the moment right now? Who from home, part of the team, CBS team?
So I've got Shane, Josh, Pritchard, Jake McGuigan, Johnny Hyman, who's my lawyer. Lee Cutler's out with me. Adam Azim is here. Cameron, who's a masseuse. Who am I missing? Don't think I'm missing anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob
Tebbett's
out here.
Yeah?
Media.
Tebbett.
Obviously, Rob Tebbett's a friend. He's arrived late last night. And he taught us a card game called The Wolf, which is like one person's the wolf and there's like a dealer. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Apparently the England football team play it. So you have like one card each in front of you, and then you look at it, and if you get the king, you're the wolf. And then everyone has 2 minutes to discuss who they think the wolf is. And it's just like, you're like looking around at everyone, and we were playing it last night. And you're basically just trying to con everyone the whole time, or trying to figure out who it is. So if you're the wolf, you've got to con everyone. And basically get to the end of the game where there's two of you left, and you're like, I'm just a wolf and one person, so you win. The wolf can kill people off as well, but we didn't do that bit because there was not enough of us. If you do it in big groups, you do it like where, and the wolf, everyone puts their close their eyes or hands over eyes, and then the wolf can kill someone off. But yeah, Tebbett taught us that.
Who was the wolf?
We have played multiple games, but Lee Cutler absolutely got me. I did not think he was the wolf at all, and we got to the end of the game, and it was me, Pritchard, and Lee, and me and Lee both voted for Pritchard, and it was Lee. He absolutely got me. I was like, fair. I didn't think you had that in you to blag your way this far out of like 7 people. So the lad done well. I mean,
incredible from him. It's an interesting game for morale, on fight week. We're just there to deceive each other. I suppose it's boxing, really, isn't it? It wouldn't be anything else.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. They should do that, in the build-up. You could have you, De La Hoya, Ramirez, all just in there, just trying to work out who the wolf is. Do you think he's a good bluffer, De La Hoya? Do you think he can sell the feints and keep you guessing? What do you reckon?
I don't know. I don't know. I reckon Ramirez might be all right. I feel like I don't. I feel like he's too too straight down the middle. I was the wolf one of the times, and I got caught pretty early. To be fair,
it's evident on your face. Yeah, you're the gentleman. You couldn't lie to anyone.
Oh, that's it. I'm not a very good liar.
What else am I going to ask? I want to ask. So it really is for me a little bit of then and now. Like obviously, I went out there. I was in 2018. I think it was the first sort of big promotion. I want to know what's changed, what's improved, what's maybe different. What's fight week like for you this week compared to what it would have been like back home? Whether that be your last fight that was in London or if it's in Bournemouth, does it feel the same? Does it feel like a fight week?
Yeah, it feels like a fight week. Obviously, I was fortunate to go away with Luke Campbell a couple of times to the States and experience like an abroad fight week where teams all in a hotel, so you're all like together. So obviously you're in a hotel on a normal fight week, but when you're at home, it doesn't feel like that. And sometimes in London, like Shane's training people and stuff because they've got fights coming up, so he doesn't arrive or he goes for a presser then disappears. But now we're all over here, all on one mission, which feels good. But yeah, I think so I had that experience from Luke, like being away. But it's mental, like the city itself. Like even the lads said it's changed from when they were here in June, because they were here with Craig in June, and they said it's changed since then. So yeah, I mean in Riyadh they got a place called Boulevard City, which is like I haven't been there yet, but just loads of like advertising boards that are, like all go into this road sort of thing. It's almost like Piccadilly Circus either side, like massive screens. And then, but like on a much grander scale. And then they got Boulevard, so that's Boulevard City, and they got Boulevard World, which is where we were last night for the grand arrivals. And they got a place in Boulevard World there. It's called Mexico, so they have like different countries within Boulevard World. So one will have like be Mexican themed and do Mexican food and all that sort of stuff. So obviously they had to, with it being Latino night, had the grand arrivals there. So that was quite funny. They've been doing a fright night, so we did like this walk. And we walk out these big doors, but the walkway from the doors is like, it would have looked great on TV because I was basically gone through this fright night walkthrough where there's like a bus, and then I'm stood at the bottom of these steps of the bus. On the bus, some bloke in a mask, like some weird scary mask, and then on the walls there's just loads of like dolls on the walls, like Chucky style dolls, or some have got heads, some haven't. And then I walk through like this Indiana Jones cave, like Aztec cave, out these doors, and then you're like in this place called Mexico in Boulevard World. So crazy, mate, crazy like show that they put on. But it's really good. It's a good experience. It's all just later out here. Like everything. I mean, my bedtime's later anyway because I'm going to be fighting sort of midnight to 2 a.m. local time. So I pushed my bedtimes back later out here, a bit later than that. But it's the same as back home, still kind of on what would be UK time and what I would do back home if it was UK time, because not much changes. But they do everything later on, and it feels, because it's night time, I guess, like it feels later, but then probably in association to actual time I'm going to sleep, it's probably not too dissimilar as what it would be back home. It's just a much grander scale. And yeah, we've basically been doing last night we trained Monday night at Mike Tyson Boxing Club out here. We basically put that like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. every night.
What's that gym like? Is there people in there? Is it busy?
Not at that time because we book it out, so they it's part of it. But it's massive, 2 rings in there, and then like loads of machines. You've got assault bikes in there, watt bikes in there, ski erg, Versa, running machines, weight, squat racks, everything you need in there. Pretty phenomenal setup. We've got a little like treatment room where they've got like massage couches and stuff like that, and the changing room is massive. Like there's loads of room in there. Like in the UK, it wouldn't be just a commercial gym. Wouldn't have that much free space. Do you know what I mean? They'd just pack it out with more equipment just for the sake of it. But loads of free space in there. But it is obviously a boxing club as well. So okay, yeah, I guess you need more room for that. Punch bags and everything in there as well. So yeah, it was so it's an awesome setup.
Do you feel busy this week, or do you feel like you're killing time this week?
Yeah, I feel busy. I think we had a few like online media stuff to do. When was that? Yesterday, and then obviously had the the grand arrivals, and then we had and we went and trained. And today Sky Sports are here, so doing 2 bits with them today, and Tebbett's done an interview with Tebbett, Boxing News, and yourself. So, but it's not busy in the sense of like it feels like I'm off my feet. Like otherwise, I hate sitting around, like just sitting around doing nothing. Like obviously here we're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, fight night. But back home it's like Wednesday, Thursday, and then weigh-in Friday, and then that's it. But the rest of the time on fight week, you're like kind of tapping your feet and clicking your fingers, like crunching your knuckles, wasting time, twiddling your thumbs. So it's hard to. Sometimes I'd rather be a bit busier and do a few more interviews, and especially like with yourself and Rob, who familiar faces. Obviously got the team around and stuff, but it's nice to have familiar faces and stuff. So, but yeah, it's so I don't mind it. Like, and then it's kind of good because we're not just doing it and then going back to bed, like we're doing it and then we're going training. So you kind of like that's kind of the last thing I've been doing before I go to sleep is a bit of training. Where usually you do it earlier on in the day and then you're waiting around all day and just sitting around and literally twiddling your thumbs, And so, like on a normal fight week back home, so I think I prefer it this way because one of the last things you do before you go, a few hours before bed is you're training, and that'll finish with a nice little session, little stretch out stuff, so you feel good going to bed, and then wake up feeling good as well.
Yeah. What's it like with the chemistry between you and Ramirez? Like you've had 2 fights now, 2 big world title fights against Brits, where people are forcing you to talk to each other about each other. Has it got that same sort of feel? Because this fight is a bigger fight than anyone you've ever had before. There's 2 world titles on the line. But he's Mexican, he's no direct rivalry. It's not a domestic dust up as such. Does it feel intense or does it not?
No, not as a rivalry between me and him as such. He speaks good English, like he can speak English really well, but it's not like he's a trash talker. He's very much like me, so we just want to get down to business. I think I'm just looking forward to proving all his team wrong because like the way Oscar's talking and his promotion team, I very much doubt they've ever even watched me fight. But it's so that I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It's not again like that gives me the bit between my teeth. Obviously you're gonna have that anyway in this fight, but something else to sort of bite down on is just proving them wrong. And
why is that, Chris? Why
I think it's because I just think the US don't they don't really care about UK fighters or like have an interest in it. Is what I feel like, unless they've really made a name for themselves. Do you know what I mean? They probably don't rate us as fighters. So it's obviously he's Mexican, but he's with Golden Boy, trains in LA. So I think I think that's just the way it is, and I very much doubt it. I'm not like a massive name over in England, so it's why would they probably never even heard of me until got the name mentioned. They probably even as he was fighting Billam-Smith probably didn't even know who I was, even though I was a world champion at the weight. But that I quite like that. I'm a massive underdog with the bookies again. So as I was with Richard, as I was with Lawrence. So those that always makes me feel good and going into the fight and with a point to prove.
Is he your hardest opponent yet, would you say?
I think he's the most well-rounded. I think Lawrence is always super awkward. No one ever come close to beating Lawrence. But I think he's the most well-rounded in terms of punch variety. He's tough. He's super experienced. His only loss is to Bivol, who we know how good Bivol is. And I think he ticks all the boxes with regards to attributes.
Yeah.
I think I'd say he's the most well-rounded fighter I've boxed. Before this was probably Masterneck, but he'd always fallen short kind of around world level. But obviously Ramirez is boxed and beaten people at world level. His only loss is to Bivol, who is generation. Him and Beterbiev sort of stand well above the rest in that division. So yeah, it's I think definitely the most well-rounded fighter of box, and he's got a very good boxing IQ.
He was a super middleweight world champion while I was still boxing world champion. So it's crazy. Like now, years on, he's only got one loss on his record. Up at cruiserweight, and he's always a monster super middleweight. But so you think, well, maybe he could fill out to cruiser. He's only had one fight with Gilberto where he's been sort of at the limit, though. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
When you stand next to him,
Junior.
Joseph, but that was at 190, I think. Was
92,
it, or am I wrong?
yeah, and Joe Smith was a career-long light heavyweight. So.
When you stand next to him, does he feel puffy? Does he feel big? Do you feel bigger? Like,
yeah, I think so. I feel like the bigger man. Like even when we went over to LA, I was like when I shook his hand, I was like, I feel like the bigger man here. Like but he's always wearing like baggy clothes, so it's hard to tell. But I just like just around the shoulders and stuff. I feel like the bigger man. I just should feel like that in there, and he's and that I think will play to my advantage.
Yeah, baggy clothes. Did he have a costume on? Was he dressed up like in a mask like the rest of them now? Is that? I thought that festival's already gone, or is that festival still going? That's not Day of the Dead Mexico, or is it just
no
Mexico? They always dress up as dead people. That's just what they do.
Well, I think they did like in Mexico. They did a Halloween thing in Mexico in Boulevard World. Like the little
so their Halloween might be a little bit later, yeah. Or they just
I guess if it was like a Fright Night thing, it would have run like from like a couple of weeks before to a couple of weeks after. So they just finished it, so it probably finished that a couple of days ago. So 10 days past Halloween or something like that. But
because we get excited about fireworks night, don't we? But actually, if you know a little bit about fireworks, it's only us. It's Guy Fawkes. So who was I talking to someone about it the other day? It's like Americans don't celebrate. We've already done Guy Fawkes and it's still hanging on to Halloween. You know, it's all about fireworks now, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
I can tell him.
I'll show him the fireworks on Saturday.
Yeah. If you could punch any cruiserweight in the face right now in the world, you can pick whoever you want, free shot, who would it be?
Ramirez, because I guess I'm in that mode now.
Yeah, but you got that. You're going to get that. You're going to get that. You might have wasted that because you're going to get that for free on Saturday, I suppose.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's I guess. Oh well, the fight I'd like after this one to be Opetaia. So
Opetaia, yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be my next one.
Yeah, makes sense. He fights on the Riyadh season. Are you a Riyadh fighter now, do you reckon? Do you reckon you're a Saudi fighter? Or just, you never know. You're just happy out there to be there and get the job done?
Yeah, I got an opportunity. It's a great opportunity, and like, the shows have been brilliant, haven't they, in terms of like the fights they've put on. They're better than anything I've experienced in my lifetime of watching boxing. Like when you actually look down the bill, like even this card, there's so many good 50-50 fights, and you've got another unification in Collazo's fighting that CP Fresh mark at like minimum weight, but still it's a great fight. 2 unbeaten lads at a minimum weight, and then you've got Jose Ramirez fighting Arnold Barboza Jr., which is a real 50-50 fight. So good fights throughout the card, and that's what boxing fans want. So it's it's great for me to be headlining them, and we've seen all the other shows out here, the 5v5, the Bivol Beterbiev and stuff like that, Usyk Fury and stuff like that. So I don't know, if the opportunities and the fights are over here, then I guess I'm a Riyadh fighter, but it kind of would look that way. If, I've got to go and do a job Saturday, but you'd think me against Opetaia would be out here unless they did a Riyadh season show in the UK, and like they have done before. But yeah, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, wicked, Chris. So, mate, you're feeling good. You're looking good. Maybe I don't know. I don't really want to stretch you for a prediction, or because then it might lead into some tactics that I don't really want you to give away as of yet. Is anyone coming out? Have you got any family and friends coming out for the fight? Is it because it's getting easier to actually get to Saudi now for the fights? Like when I first went out there, no, it was really difficult to get a visa. The tickets didn't actually go on sale. And then the last time I was out there was Usyk Fury, and I couldn't believe how many travelling fans there were. So have you got people coming out this time?
Yeah, so family get here tomorrow, like me and my mum, dad, brother, and a few mates coming out tomorrow. And then, we've done, there's a few people, me have kind of set up a ticket group doing all our logistics, but, and then we've got a fairly big team out here as well. Ben Caraway's coming out tomorrow. Sam Singh's coming out tomorrow as well. So we've got a nice little team in terms of, boxing or lots of different types of therapists coming out, like physical therapists. And then, so that adds to the team, and then we've got
how many therapists have you got, Chris?
3.
So
I've got a soft tissue massage.
Right.
I've got Sam does fascia, with a tool thing, and then I've got Ben Caraway, who's my S&C coach as well, chiropractor, and usually helps with the sort of firing up in part of the warm up.
What other therapists are there that we might be missing? You could possibly add to the team.
Well, I've got Greg Meehan, who's my breathwork coach. He could have come out. Don't know
breath therapist, yeah.
Breath and then you could have a sports psychologist, I guess.
Psychologist, yeah.
What others are there?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I should have been prepped for this.
Maybe some it might be people if they're a bit more spiritual, might be a Reiki therapist, where they're hover their hands over you and suck out all the bad energy or whatever.
I think that's the thing. That could work. That could work.
Yeah, that's what I'm missing.
I don't know when would it be the best point within your entire camp and possibly even the fight to bring in the Reiki therapist.
I feel like if they can bring energy that holds weight, then they could do that just before the weigh-in. It'd be really useful, just to help make weight and just so all that energy actually holds physical weight. But I'm not sure if that works like that. But I don't know.
Should try
maybe.
Or if it adds weight, you could do it to your opponent just before he gets on the scales.
Or in the ring where they can't move.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Yeah. All right. No. Yeah. So we'll think about that. We're getting more therapists because you leave no stone unturned.
Nutritionist,
Chris.
of course, would be another member. He would have been here, but his wife is due on Friday. She's pregnant, so for their second child. So
I mean, he's taking a piss, really.
I said,
Friday. If it was Saturday, I'd understand. But if she's due Friday, I mean...
And I also said, you're not giving birth, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. So, yeah.
What, his wife... Yeah.
But yeah, it's... there's a nice big team. They obviously got, like I said, the team out here already, which holds a lot of weight as well.
Yeah. They get the old gang together. So Adam Azim's out there. Is he having fun? Is he lapping it up? Is he absorbing the atmosphere? He's out. He should be on a mission now to see what it's like to deal with fight week for a world title. Yeah,
I think it's a great experience for him. It'll be his first. I know they travelled for when Daniel Dubois boxed over in the States. I think Adam was out there training then, so he kind of got to see that. Slightly different, I imagine, because a Don King show in I don't know, it looked like a sports hall or something. So probably not as grand as this, I imagine. But yeah, so it's good experience for him to do that. Like I said, with the experience I had around your world title fight weeks it's been invaluable in my career. Traveling with Luke Campbell, all that stuff. I think that's something that our gyms always had and been really beneficial for the fighters coming through, is to have all that experience around it and go through those fight weeks and be up with them on fight weeks to, well, one, carry on training, but two, experience it. I think obviously you had that a lot with David and see how he dealt with things, which was, I'm sure, beneficial to you as well. So yeah, it'd be good for Adam. He trained last night, his first session. So I feel like it takes you a little while in the first session to get going, and like the last 10 minutes session, he's just back to Adam flying. But he's used to the air and stuff. That's quite hot in that gym, and then just also get the travel out of you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Shake the plane legs off. Did he play Wolf with you? And what was he like? I bet he was awful.
No, he didn't. He didn't play Wolf. He wasn't here. But
he won't lead into the card games.
No, he was back at. He's at a different hotel, so he was back at his hotel.
Right. But, he's not in. He's not in the Four Seasons, is he?
He might be, mate. He might be.
Yeah. Have you met His Excellency, Mr. Turki Al Sheikh yet?
No, I haven't yet. No, I'm looking forward to meeting him this week at some point. But it'd be obviously he's just bought them Ring magazine as well, and which I'm sure will be bringing that back into print and stuff as well. So, and that's a belt I also want to get my hands on after this fight. So
that is the belt, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. The Rocky belt. I always remember you calling it that. The Rocky belt. That was the one.
It is, isn't it? I don't know. I think it's the Rocky belt.
No, it is. Yeah. But it's I always remember it referred to by you as that. So that's a belt. I'm looking for. So it'd be good.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. He loves his boxing.
Yeah.
And he ain't. He, you got to let him know about the CBS. You know what I mean? Just like, you're here in your business.
That's it. Yeah. I look forward to meeting him.
Yeah, wicked, mate. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm working the broadcast weekend, so I can't really have favourites. So I'm just going to wish you luck and say that I'm totally down the line, and I'm may the best man win sort of thing. But I've got no dog in this fight. There's no one who I actually, I'll just be strictly professional, and hope the rest of the camp goes well. Hope the weight making goes well. I'm sure you make weight like a dream. We've got plenty of therapists. Get that recce therapist to take that last fucking few pound off.
Yeah,
and then we'll stay on comms. Looking forward to the big fight. Good luck.
Nice, mate. Unfortunately, I haven't got that for the. I know you've always wanted me to wear a top hat, but it's never been a thing. I've never worn a top. I've never even put one on in my life that I can remember, even in fancy dress. But
and you call yourself a gentleman?
I know. Is that your wedding one?
No, this is my Halloween Gangs of New York one.
Right.
It's like the Lincoln one, isn't it? Like it's proper. I made a little banner that said. Go on. I made a little thing that said Team CBS once. I've lost it. So
I was going to say we should send it to Associate Fight Label, which you can like put my logo on it and right in the middle. That'd be
that'll be cool.
What we need to do.
I'll do that. I'll send it. I'll say, Sophie, could you just pimp this out a little bit? She'll make some spectacular adjustments, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing my fight kit in the flesh. The design is pretty epic. So
she sorted you out this time, yeah?
Yeah, she does all my fight kits. So
you've gone Fight Label, yeah? Is it Through Dark? Themed?
Through Dark. Through Dark themed. So they're always been good kits, and nice little note to Latino night on this one is all I give away.
Yeah, you can have maracas taped to your gloves. JP, I want to see JP in an enormous sombrero.
They're all enormous. Anyway, any hat is enormous to him. He looks terrible in forward flat back. You can wear hats backwards, like a normal flat cap, but forwards he looks weird. But yeah, I feel like he might drown in it. He's not the biggest lad. He is broad, but not the tallest, should I say. So yeah, I'll get him in a sombrero. Hopefully I get one. Hopefully Ramirez gives me one after I beat him up, which sounds very weird, but a lot of time that happens in excellent fighters, doesn't it? They give you a sombrero.
They get beat up and hand you a sombrero.
He always wears a cowboy hat to the ring though, so I don't get that one. But yeah.
Well, it's Cowboys and CBS this weekend. Mate, good luck. Thanks so much
Thank
for your
you,
time.
mate.
Great talk to you. Enjoy the rest of this Saudi experience, and yeah, do the business Saturday night.
We'll do, mate. Cheers for chatting, and I'll
Nothing, mate.
speak to you soon.